My name is Riya Verma and my roll number is 2410994872. I'm from Chitkara University Global Batch, Software Engineering, and today I'm going to explain my task, which is 2.1p. So let's start with the HTML. There are three files: HTML, CSS, and server.js. And also there is a .env file. So let's start with the HTML. At the very top, we have a document.html tag. This tells us that the browser we are using is from the HTML, and now there is a HTML lang en that starts the document and sets the language to English. Inside the head section, we have meta chart set UTF-8, which makes sure the page can display all types of characteristic properly. Means like it can display the text and the other things properly. Then there is a title tag that sets the name of the page that appears on a browser tab. So next we have there a link. There is a tag that connects the HTML file with our CSS file. That Now inside the head tag is completed. Now inside the body, we have completed a div, which means that makes a separate container, and the name of the class is container. So this is like a box in the middle of the page where all the contact will be set or displayed. Okay. So inside the container, h1 tag is used for the heading, and then there is a form action equals to subscribe mention post method post. This Then we have a form. The form uses this action, which means when the server clicks submit, the data will be sent to the subscribe page or the server endpoint. The method post means the data will be sent securely, means the data will be sent to the server or the subscriber very securely. And inside the form there is an input email name, email placeholder, enter your email required. So here this creates an email input box, and the placeholder shows that you can write your email, what is your email, and the required attributes make sure the user cannot fill the incorrect. You can say that this makes sure you have to write the email, what is your email, and this also makes sure that your email which is you are writing is correct, it is not in the another form or incorrect form. And then there is a button which helps. There is a submit button, means whenever you have written the mail and then you have to select, you have to click on the button so that your email should be submitted. And after that we have closed the form, div, body, and HTML. Finally, we are closing all the things. And then moving further to the CSS file. Okay, to the CSS file. Now let's start with the body section. There is in the body, the font family, make sure the font is in the text is in the same content, means the language, the font it is Arial. If Arial is not present, then it will use this one. So the background color sets the background of the color. And then display flex means display flex is used so that you can easily center element, means it will just make sure we can easily center elements on the page. Justify contact center is also push it to the vertical center, and then align element center will push the content to the horizontal means this will push the content to the center horizontally, and align element center means vertically. And then we have selected the height means the body takes up the full height of the browser window, so that the content is always centered no matter whatever the screen size it is. So next, moving further to the container. This is a box that holds our input and the button. So here is a background color. I have chosen a simple background color for it. A padding is given, which means there will be a space inside the box between the content. There will be a particular each, so that the the words do not mix match each other or do not overlap. So there is a border that adds a slight gray color to the box, and border radius is there, which will make sure that that the box is a little bit rounded from the edges, so that it can look a good. So there is a text align center. Similarly, the text will be aligned to the center. And then moving further to the input, here we have email means the user will write its email, so its width, padding, and margin is given, which what is according to the text we are using. A border is given and a border radius is given, so that a small border is there, and the border has the rounded corners. Moving further to the button. In the button we have padding, which means similarly there will be a little bit gap between them. Background color is given. It gives a nice blue color to the background. So white color is used for the text inside the button. Border none means there will be no border. Default border will be there. If there is any default border, it will remove it. The border radius will be a little bit, again gives the button rounded edges so that it looks upward on pointer. Cursor pointer, change the mouse cursor to the hand pointer when you have hover over the button, showing it's clickable. So then there is a button hover. Button hover means that when the user moves the mouse over the button, the background change to a little slighter darker shade of blue. This will makes the button feel that this will makes you feel interactive. So that's it for the CSS file. And now moving further to the server.js. It is an important file. So then moving further to this, we also have an env file, which contains our, you can say, which contains our API key, and moreover something uh, private content, so which should not be displayed to anyone else. So we are writing it in a different file. So now at the very top we load environment variable. We are loading environment variable from env file. This will using this helps us to keep the sensitive information. Like I said, the API key, that as I am using SendGrid, so its SendGrid API key will be saved inside this .env file instead of writing it to be in simple code. So next we have imported required modules that we need. Express to build the web server, path to handle the file paths, and then SendGrid mail to send the emails through the SendGrid, so that my email that the user write, it will send to the SendGrid. And then there is a constant app equals to, there is constant app express and constant port equals to progress.env.port and 3000. So we create this an express app, so that it will set the port. If there a port value, if there is a port value, it will use the environment. If they otherwise, it will default that there is no port value, so 3000 will be displayed. So now next there is we have set up an API key of SendGrid by calling this. We are calling the SendGrid so that it can link together. This connects our server to the SendGrid using this API key, which is in .env file. So next we have some you can say middlewares which is used here. This is the first one which use lets the server static files. It uses the server static files so that the data allows the server to read form data when subscribers submit the submit form. Means the when the subscriber has submitted the sign up form, it can able to read the data. So here we have this, it will read the files from the public folder. And now let's move to the root. So there is a root. This is the sign up form that the user will see in the browser. So next we have the port subscribe root which handles form submissions. Here we have created a message object that here the email is here are the emails details so that the email entered by the user is this. Here the email entered by the user. This means the email is verified. The sender email should be verified. It means that the email from which person's email is going to send, it should be verified. And then there would be a subject that this is welcome to the Dave dot Deccan, and then the HTML file. This will be written there using I had used here HI tag, heading first tag. So to send the email, we then use this one to send the email. If it works, we will show a successful message with the you can say recipient's email. If it fails, we catch an error. The error will be short, and then we are using here catch and try. So if it will send it, it will show that it is successfully sent to this mail, and if it is there an error, it will show you that failed to send the error, failed to send the email. Finally finally at the bottom we are calling app listen port, which will start the server and it logs the message so that we know it is running. So this in short, the server.js file connects the sign up from the send grid to welcome, and then sends the welcome message to the user which had subscribed. Whenever a new user subscribes, it will send the sign up message that you have signed up to the SendGrid and thanks for subscribing and like this. So thank you. It's all about my three files, and now I'm going to show the file.